friends. I know some of you are heading towards your pedagogy exam once again, and I'm back with another informative video about Teacher Standard 1, TLS Standard 1, and today I'll be throwing some light about Pisa exams. So let's see what I have in store for you, and for your information, let me tell you that we got some questions about this, some details, some facts and figures. So it's better to have, an idea about it and to have some knowledge about it so that you are able to answer the questions in case you get some facts and figure based questions. So what are we waiting for? Let's dive into the video. But before we proceed, let me ask you a question that in future you are going to appear for IELTS exam. So where are you going to take the help from? Yes, the answer is by subscribing to my channel. I have plenty of informative videos about IELTS, particularly about IELTS speaking as well as IELTS writing. IELTS writing is an area where everybody struggles a lot because you cannot score more and your overall score gets affected by your less score in IELTS writing, and that is my specialty, my area of expertise. So please subscribe to my channel and do watch my IELTS videos particularly about IELTS writing. So without any further delay, let's see what we have in store for you today. Is that which organization developed this test? So you can say it was developed by OECD, or Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. So you must know that what is OECD abbreviation of, because this exam was developed by OECD. It stands for Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. So let's see what is this word abbreviation of, or what is the full form of PISA. It stands for Program for International Student Assessment. It's one of the benchmark testing systems which was introduced in UAE few years back. So you can get a question that was the full form of PISA. So you can say Program for International Student Assessment. So let's see what actually is PISA or PISA exam. The Program for International Student Assessment, or PISA, is a triennial international survey which aims to evaluate education systems. So you can get a question that what's the aim of this benchmark testing system. So you can highlight this and remember this, that its aim is to evaluate education systems worldwide. And how do they do that? It's done by testing the skills and knowledge of 15-year-old students. So there are two questions you can get on that. What's the aim of it? And the answer is the aim is to evaluate education systems worldwide. This is the first question you can get on that. And the second one is, how is it done? It's done by testing the skills and knowledge of 15-year-old students. So I've given you two important questions from this slide which can come in your TLS exam. Okay, so in 2015, over 500,000 students representing 28 million 15-year-olds in 72 countries and economies took the internationally agreed 2-hour test. So all these facts and figures need to be memorized by you. When did it happen? In 2015. This is the first thing to memorize. How many students? Over 500,000 students. This is the second this is the second fact to be memorized. Representing 28 million 15-year-old students. How many students? 28 million. This is the third thing to memorize. 15-year-old students. This is the fourth thing to memorize. In 72 countries, this is the fifth thing to be memorized. All these are facts and figures. So overall, all these five things need to be learned by you. And economists took the internationally agreed 2-hour test. This is the sixth thing you need to memorize. How long is the duration? It's a 2-hour test. And students were assessed in these subjects. This is the last fact that you need to learn from this slide. Students were assessed in science, maths, reading, collaborative problem solving, and financial literacy. I'll repeat it for you. Anyways, I've highlighted things in yellow for you, that students were assessed in science, mathematics, reading, collaborative problem solving, and financial literacy. So if you count the subjects 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is your seventh question. They were tested in 5 subjects. So this slide is really important. Try to make notes of it, take a screenshot of it, make your own notes or a chart about facts and figures, rote learn it, and then recheck your learning by telling these facts to someone. Or you can make your questions. How to prepare for this slide? You can make the WH question, that in which year students took part in PISA exam. You can say in 2015. How many students? Half a million students. How many, which age group? 15 years olds. In how many countries? 72 countries. Uh, what's the duration? It's 2 hours. How many subjects? One, two, three, four, and 5 subjects. So make your own notes and learn this slide. It's really important. You can get a few questions from this. So if in case you are asked that what sort of questions are asked in PISA exam, just to give you a look, I've included one slide. You can get questions on collaborative problem solving. For example, there can be interactive questions. They're available in 82 languages, and you can Google it and download the scoring guide as well. And let's see what kind of questions can come in science PISA exam. The subject matter or the topic can be about bird migration, running in hot weather, slope face investigation, meteoroids and craters, and sustainable fish farming. Okay, so what's the role of United Arab Emirates? You can get plenty of questions about this in standard 1. What was the student performance in PISA exam in 2015? In science literacy, the main topic of PISA in 2015, 15-year-olds in the United Arab Emirates scored 437 points compared to an average of 493 points in OECD countries. So this was the score of UAE, 437 points, whereas the average score was overall 493 points. So you can see where does UAE stand. You can learn this score as well as this one. Okay, girls performed better than boys with a statistically significant difference of 26 points. So you can get a question about who did well. You can say girls performed better than boys. Okay, and the difference was of how many points? It was of 26 points. In mathematics, compared to an average of 490 points in overall OECD countries. So you can learn all these facts and figures. Girls perform better than boys with a non-statistically significant difference of 7 points. So here this comparative analysis has been given in 2 subjects. I'll repeat it for you, that in mathematics, uh, you know, whether there was a difference of 26 points on average. 15 years old score 427 points in mathematics compared to an average of 490 points in OECD countries. So girls perform better than boys with a non-statistically significant difference of 7 points. In the UAE, the average performance in reading of 15-year-olds is 434 points. You can learn these facts and figures, this statistic figures, that in the UAE, the average performance in reading for 15-year-olds is 434 points compared to an average of 493 points in OECD countries. Girls perform better than boys with a significant difference of 50 points. So you can see that the difference is of 50 points in reading. All these facts and figures need to be just rote learned and memorized in case you get some comparative and analytical questions. So you'll be able to answer them. So that's all for today. This was a short video to help all of you about PISA exam. You just basically have to memorize, learn these facts and figures and a few background details about PISA exam. This is really going to help you. You might get some questions in your standard 1. That's all from my side. Subscribe to my channel for more informative videos. In future, you are definitely going to appear for IELTS exam to show your proficiency in language. So you'll be getting plenty of help from my channel. And let me know in the comments below what are the other things that you need my help in. I'll be definitely addressing those areas as well. That's all from my side. Become my permanent subscriber. I'll be looking forward to more people on my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing, for watching my video. See you in the next video.